my name's Crusef X. My real name's Jesse Roldan. I'm a rapper and producer. Well, my parents are from El Salvador, but I was born and raised here in Colorado. I've been here my whole life. I've never really been out of state or out of the country. Growing up, it wasn't difficult, but it was just like challenging, you know? Like, they deported my dad when I was 9, and it was hard living without him. But my mom, she was really strong through that phase and everything. She really showed what she was there for, you know? Like, she was always there for us, and I love her for that. But growing up wasn't that bad, you know? I always had like really good mentors, like really good teachers and all that shit. And I'm proud of that shit, you know? I'm profound for that, like, to have them in my life. We used to have this one nigga that we used to fuck with. Him and my brother were really close, and he invited my brother over to his house one day after school. And then I went along with my brother because at that time I didn't really have like no one in that place that I used to talk to. So I went over to his house, and he was making a fresh new beat off his iPad. And then that's when I started messing with the keys on his screen. And he was like, "You want to try making the beat?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And I just started fucking around with the keys. And then that's when I started really feeling it. And then like I just made this one random ass melody, and I was really feeling that shit too. And that's when I got home and I downloaded GarageBand on my phone, and ever since then I've just been making beats on my phone. Like, it's just so much things that have influenced me and have helped me become who I am now. And it's just like, music is a passion of mine now. Like, I've grown, that shit has helped me through so much, like gotten me through so much problems and all that. And like music is my place to go when I escape all my problems. You can make music off anything, you know. Just like, it doesn't matter how much everything costs, how much you have. It's like, work with what you have. All that matters is how much effort you put into it, how much love you put into it, the passion that you put in. That's all that matters, you know. And that's not only with music. It matters. It's like, that's with everything in general in life. Like, say you're like trying to play soccer and you don't have like the good cleats and shit like that. Like, it doesn't matter as long as you put your heart into that shit, and like that you know you want to go into that. Like, that's all that matters, you know. Like, don't give a shit about what anybody tells you. Like, oh, you need this to do this, you need that to do that. Like, it's just like, there's always gonna be people trying to like put you down with shit that you don't have, you know, and then that's not right. My inspiration, my number one inspiration is Suicide Boys. Like, I didn't grow up listening to them just because like around the time that I was growing up they weren't a thing yet, but like their music, when I found out about their music, it was 2 years ago. Like, I was really feeling everything they're saying, you know, like they pour their heart out into their tracks and shit, and then that's one of the things that really helped me like come with my music, you know. Like, they're one of my biggest inspirations, like just everything they do, how far along they've come. Like, everyone hates them and everything. Like, say with 6ix9ine, Suicide Boys, who else? Just all these different artists that like people would talk so bad about them, and now look at them, like everybody's on their dick and shit. Like, everyone's riding their wave and shit. And then it's just one thing that's really like beautiful about music, you know. Like, you could go from something small to something big within like a couple of months, a couple of weeks. Like, just one little thing that takes like one little thing that you blow up off. Like, that's like the shit that makes them, you know. Like, they don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about them, and that's one thing that like I love about my music, you know. I don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about me, what anybody thinks about my music, none of that. Like, I do me, it's just for me, you know. I don't do anything to impress anyone. I just do it just to let out all my emotions and all that. So far I've just worked with my brother. Like, where I could actually say I've collabed with him, like making like a piece of work and shit like that. Like, that's the only person I've really collabed with. But like, people that I would want to work with like later on would be my nigga Zay, Trap God Zay, my nigga Cynic. I don't know how to pronounce his rap name, so I'm not gonna say it. Who else? Suicide Boys, Germs, Bexy, just Sheck West, all these like great artists, you know. I'm not saying like I'm gonna get there in time and shit, but like hopefully just one little, like at least one little move that I make, like it'll just be like everything to me, you know. It's like just working with them would like fucking change my whole life. Like, it'd be like the biggest accomplishment in my life. Artists I would want to work with would be Suicide Boys, Ghostman, Ramirez, Brennan Savage, Bones, Juice World, Bexy, and Sheck West. The producers I would want to work with would be Thrax, Big Head, Scream, 16-Year-Old, and Horsehead. There's many more talented artists that I would like to work with right now. These are like my main ones that have influenced me and like that I've like based my work off their impacts towards my life. I mean, I wouldn't say accomplishments, but like so far I have 198 beats so far. I'm about to hit 200, and I've just been working nonstop on music. You know, like it's like every weekday. Like say if I'm not at work, I'm just working on music like for hours and hours. And I've been working with like I'm proud and lucky to have worked with so much like local talent recently. Like I'm not saying like I'm getting big or anything, but it's just like a start. You know, like I've just been working with all these artists, like making beats for them, and it's just like. My favorite work like of mine would be so far is the song that I just dropped, Not Enough, just because like I wrote those lyrics the day before I dropped the song just because there's some shit that was going on at home, and then I dropped it the next day. You know, I was working all night, like I fell asleep at 4 in the morning just trying to work on that song. Like I was fixing my vocals, and like take note, this was all from my phone. Like, you know, right, like we have a mic at my house, we have 2 mics, but I recorded off my headphones. That's where I like all the songs that you've heard that I've uploaded, that's where I like all my audio has come from, just from my headphones, like that little thing on the headphone from that. But I'm actually proud of like how far my music's come, you know, cause, like I still have the first beat that I ever made, and that shit was like whack, you know, like all my fucking hi-hats on that were out of place. But like so far, like how far my work has come, I'm proud of that shit. Project wise, I mean, I have about 15 beats in the making right now, and like most of them are for me, and then most of them are just to send out to the people I've been working with. But song wise, like any bigger projects than that, I'd say I have 3 songs coming out. You know, I'm still working on them, working on my vocals and all that. I haven't shown anyone yet. You know, I just want to keep that on the low real quick. Like I'll wait till it's like I'm ready to release it and everything. But besides that, any big projects? Nah, I've just been putting my heart out into the music right now. I'm just like I've been putting hours into my music. So hopefully it all comes together. I'm looking forward to dropping an album soon, like sometime around December or either January, sometime like in the new year and shit like that. Cause that'll be like a dope ass way to start off the year. You feel me? Like just like a brand new album. Like I've never really done an album. I've never really thought about it. But it's just like people think making an album is like easy and shit, but it's not. Like you have to put so much hours into that. Like just think of different things to say during your song. Make every single song different, but then again, you feel me? Like just make it touch someone. You know, like hopefully if someone feels it the same way you do. You know. How I feel about the scene in Colorado. I mean, everything's going great right now. There's a shitload of talented artists right now, growing artists, and then that's the beautiful shit about Colorado. You never know, like there's so much talented people coming together right now, and it's just like amazing. And hopefully like soon I could be in that spot where I could be like working with a bunch of amazing ass artists too, you know. But one thing I gotta say is like we all gotta work together, like, you know, like we all gotta help each other, build off each other. Like I don't like that shit, like thinking like, oh, I'm better than this nigga, and oh, like he's better than me. Like nah, we're all equally talented, we're just in different ways, you know. But just remain humble with your work, and then just put your all into it, and just don't let anybody bring you down with that shit, you know. Do you, don't let anybody like peer pressure you into something else, you know. If music's your thing, if anything besides music is your thing, just focus on that, you know. Like Colorado is coming up, like especially Aurora, like that's where I grew up, you know. And then hopefully we put that shit on the map one day, and then it's gonna be beautiful, you know. Like it's amazing. I just hope music works out for me, you know. It's something that I'm really like beloved on, like profounded of. Music is my passion. I want to take music till the day I die. You know, I know I'm not gonna live a long ass life, you know. I know that for sure. But just I'm gonna try to live my life the best, you know. Cause like people don't know what I've been through, you know. It's just everybody judges me based on what they know, and it's like the little things that they don't know that affects me, you know. Cause like I've been through so much. No one knows like my story and everything. Like yeah, I haven't been through that a lot, but like just don't judge me based off like how I look or how I seem to look, like my first impression, you know, like get more depths into me, and just, I don't know, I just hope music works for me, you know, like that's something I'm like, that's the only way, because there's a bunch of people that don't have a voice for themselves, you know, like, and I know that my music is gonna be out there one day, like, and then someone will be feeling it the same way, you know, like that's why I do my music how I do my music, like based off my feelings, and I know there's someone that's gonna be listening to that shit and like, oh, I feel this nigga, you know, like I know exactly what he's going through. That's why the reason I do my music. So I can't be frightened about no shit that I haven't lived through, you know, like fucking like gangbanging, none of that shit. I can't talk about that shit. I just talk about my emotions based off how I feel in reality. And I just hope like, I don't really care about what anybody thinks about me, but I just hope my music affects people, you know, like in a positive way. I'm trying to give a positive impact to people, like especially to youth and society and shit, all that. Like, I just don't want, like, our world is going to shit right now, just for all these problems and shit, and I just hope, like, I know my music isn't gonna make a big ass impact, but I just hope it just leaves a mark there, you know, like, just so one day someone can remember it and just be like, oh, I can think back on these dark times and shit, you know. That's all. Most important shout out is to my brother Alan. Like, we've been working on music together for about a year now, and hopefully, like, everything comes together. I hope we both blow up, you know. Like, if he's watching this right now, I just want him to know I love him. You know, I don't really say it, I don't really show it that much, but, you know, I'll always be here for you no matter what. And, like, I'll never let anyone speak on your name and shit. And then same with my parents. Like, I love them to death. You know, I'd do anything for them. I'd give them my life for my family. And then, like, it's just something that, like, you know, I put family first, and then them helping me with my music is just, it just makes me feel good, you know. And then other shout outs, I say to my nigga Zay, Russ, Carlos, Seneca, and the most important one of all is to my nigga Lance behind the camera. You know, amazing ass work. Like, y'all should really fuck with this nigga, because his work is, you know, unique, and he's actually, like, talented, you know. You never know what's coming out of his mind. For all of y'all watching at home, this has been my story. My name's Crusef X. This is my first interview and not my last. And shout out to my nigga Lance for the amazing ass work behind the camera. And if you don't fuck with the view, we don't fuck with you.